Hola peeps, I'm here. Uh, this morning, thought about it, wasn't gonna touch on it, but I think it's probably maybe, I don't know. I just know that there are certain things that, I know there are a great deal many things that LE&Feds are aware of. I know they keep an eye on a whole bunch around here. They have for a very long time. Blah, blah, blah. Um, but I also think, sometimes though maybe we don't need to say certain things, um, or give them more clicks, views, attention, etc. It's way if we do, I mean, the double-edged sword thing, right? We can point out to you, the public, the true crime junkies and the others, what kind of bad this realm, these creators, the extremes, how you all think, especially in the heat of the moment, as these creators feeding out shit, you think you're being helpful. You're really doing something to help whatever, and you're not thinking it through, or your minds don't work the way in which a lot do, and probably LE&Feds do, and what kind of harm you're actually doing and helping these creators do who really don't care about any of these victims, survivors, fighters, their families, communities. Um, and they're being used to tamper with, silence, intimidate, bring harm to, uh, in extreme real life ways you cannot possibly imagine. Um, just for them. Well, I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. And some of these creators absolutely do know what they're doing, and they are doing it on purpose. A great deal of them, like the Turtle Boys and others inside of and around, and even quite a few of these over here in the Summer Wells community. Their goals are to indeed come in and screw up these cases on purpose to tamper with witnesses, get us close to acquire, um, taint jury pools this here, blah, 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 because it pays them more if these cases are not solved. And then they can sell off garbage to, like, say, Paramount and others, Discovery. They have not one concern for these victims, survivors, fighters, their families, law enforcement, courts, communities, etc. Right. Now I have concern for them and whatever. Look, the other night, I obviously did a live. In that live, I was being very vague-ish about certain things, but not. Few got the gist, I'm sure. Things in the darkness wound up in and around, from ground level all the way to creators over here, especially some of the local ones, and how they touch back into certain very dark things here locally. And the question is why. During that live, Um, when that really starts being touched on, Guess Who Comes Live with a title seems rather threatening, right? Well, you guessed it. They can call it coincidence. They can. I don't find it such. Of course, it skirts vague bounds, especially when certain wordings added in after. But the problem is the totality of the piece. There's a real problem. There's a real big problem. So, and as you could see the last times that, I think it was that one, and maybe now when I was live, I don't know, you could see where the main trolls were coming from, the goofy goober stuff they were up to, 2x2 in my chat. I think all of us recognized their chat names, where they went back to their little setupy garbage around here, attempted to on certain days, especially the second certain things were running elsewhere in the community. Uh, Garbage. So anyway, and the same night, I believe, I caught the one in the other chat when everything was recorded. Um, Letting it know who, what, when, where, why I was speaking about it, protecting it there, so it tells you exactly why it was over here doing what it was doing with the other one, and trying to press buttons and then making it look certain ways to those watching me when blocked it and its buddy. They were over here to do that for a certain someone. I'm pretty sure we're all well aware. Now, this thing, after I've been live for several hours, but then you know, certain texts have been shown between C and I, and then I'm leaning pretty heavily into the vague stuff, and what's wound up or wound in or around everything it has been, well, several years now. Instantly, even. Um, but I did so, and I watched my tongue greatly. I did not take the title of this lightly. I don't, you know. And after what this one had done with the same crap Jenny, Adrian, Penny had done, and it began with her doing it with a panelist and over there in Dolly's room, and then her continuing with the solo cup and it bringing certain people out to the door, and once again telling me I should be afraid or scared or frightened, just like Jenny, Adrian, Penny, the rest had done. Others in that Monster install had also participated in. Um, not taking anything done here lightly, whether they think the vague or the words uttered after. It's the totality of things that will matter. But, like I said, there are reasons that, besides that, this is extraordinarily concerning. And I think once you all or anyone thinks about it critically and with common sense and logic in place, you'll understand why.
Court, where there was a guy, I guess, who has, I found out, so Fred said, this will probably be a short live. I just, some interesting things had come up in conversation when I spoke with Fred. I told you guys earlier when I was live that he had mentioned something in an email to me that somebody in the block had told him about an incident that had happened when he was in court.
An incident.
Where there was a guy, I guess, who has, I found out, so Fred said, at first I thought he said Mexican, but I guess he's not a Mexican, but he has like Mexican features, the guy, or either that or he doesn't know for sure if he's Mexican. He had dark hair or dark curly hair. He said he was like only 110 pounds. But anyways, well, here, I'll just let Fred tell it. I have it to the right spot of what had happened. When this guy went to court, and supposedly there was a guy at the court. It was a misdemeanor court, so we need to be looking this up. I wrote down some notes. January 4th or 5th, and supposedly there was a guy who told the judge they knew something about the Summer Wells case and was wanting a deal. And this was about a month ago, January 4th or 5th. We need to look on that, see if there's a docket for Hawkins County Misdemeanor Court on those days, and then we need to like do a process of elimination. We need to find out who this guy is. Anyways, here's what he said.
That's terrifying.
It gives them protein, but the oil lubricates their bowels or stuff. But
he's talking about.
But now I don't know what it does, but it does something. Helps them have an appetite.
Yeah. Did you talk to that Ace guy ever? Did you figure out what that was all about?
I talked to him. He just said he just was in court when that boy took and was talking to the judge, but he didn't know his name and stuff.
What did he say?
He was just
Okay.
He was just get a better deal to give them information on the Summer Wells case.
And are they going to allow him to do that, or like what?
I'd say they will. I mean, they shut him down and pretty much took him out of the courtroom. So they told me more or less he will.
Oh wow, really? Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was on January the 4th or January the 5th when he was in court and heard that.
During 3rd or 4th? Wow. And so he said it was a Mexican kid?
Yeah, he said he was dark, about between 35 and 40 years of age. They probably weighed about 110 pounds or something other. They didn't have straight hair, had black, kind of curly like hair. So he wasn't a Mexican, but he had Mexican features,
Okay. So that's what he said about the guy. Okay, so let me go. Okay.
Deal to give him information on the Summer, but he just said he just.
Yeah. Did you talk to that eighth guy ever? Did you figure out what that was all about?
I talked to him. He just said he just was in court when that boy took and was talking to the judge, but he didn't know his name and stuff.
What did he say?
He was just
Okay.
He was just wanting get a better deal to give him information on the Summer Wells case.
And are they going to allow him to do that, or like what?
I'd say they will. I mean, they shut him down and pretty much took him out of the courtroom. So they told me more or less he will.
Oh wow, really? Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was on January the 4th or January the 5th when he was in court and heard that.
During 3rd or 4th? Wow. And so you said it was a Mexican kid?
Yeah, he said he was dark, about between 35 and 40 years of age. He weighed about 110 pounds or something. They didn't have straight hair, had black, kind of curly like hair. So he wasn't Mexican, but he had Mexican features.
Okay. So I wrote down notes on that because why do you say Truth's boyfriend? Would he be somebody is her boyfriend 35 and 40 years old?
And thing about it is, there's Luminous and them going, oh, what about Truth BF and this and right? And there's her that could bring danger to Truth's boyfriend and but no, she'd already spit out earlier on that her and her group and chats and true crime junkies needed to hunt this person down. Process of elimination. Now, here's how this works. If you think about this critically, with common sense, logic, you can see how extraordinarily dangerous this is, and the extreme damage it can do, and what it could cause. There's an inmate inside of that jail who, for some reason, now this can go a couple ways. Either way, it's bad. But you have an inmate, and see, we all know this one out here in the real world, and how it does enjoy gathering all the things it can on the ground level. So it's pretty well in its behavior and history that it will be doing the same inside of a facility. Tries to stay 12 steps ahead of everything, no matter what it is. By doing so, and then you got all the things in play, the tweaker, it is what it is, and mental issues, all these things. But also you have crazy and clever like a fox. We as a community know how this person is. We know we know what they do with inside the community and have for as long as any of us can remember. Same reason that we knew immediately when it was topping the rise in the hill right after summer, vanished in a day or so, like, oh, here it comes to try to get all the deets. Right. We knew what the fuck it was up to. Alright? Now, what you have is an inmate sitting inside of fucking jail facility, keeping an eye on tendrils on everything, putting out the word that anything said about Summer and I guess other things inside of courts need to be told to it, gotten back to it. keeping an eye on court proceedings, even when it's not present for. Why? Is it simply feedback to this group for money, commissary, whatever, phone, time? I don't know. Is it to create more purposeful chaos? Don't know. What I do know is it's dangerous. Extraordinarily so. See, here's the thing. You all have no idea. It may seem to you like and he could literally put Summer and say this in front of anything. But what people out here he could possibly be giving clues to about who's going to snitch on him or who was in court, and it be entirely not Summer related. Do you get what I'm saying? But the ears out here inside the community could know what he's doing and start looking for this person he's describing, hunt them and their family down. What do you think the chances are this person is not in there, obviously, on anything related to Summer, but they're wanting a deal? Probably related to dope shit, right? They might know something about Summer. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. Could all be garbage, could be made up. Just for the tragedy hymns, just to put out Ziggy, it doesn't matter. But if true, and any truth to it, chances are this person's in there on some dope shit. Now he can say, oh, well, they know something about Summer. And they won't make it. Now, my problem with that is most people are not going to say that openly and out loud in a courtroom where whispers travel locally or inside of cells. They're going to do that quietly to a jailer, this, that, and the other, a DA, their lawyer at the table, write a note to the judge to be sent up to him. You all may think as cul-de-sac Karens and true crime junkies and jump before you think. Why could he possibly be wanting? Yeah, I mean, like, what if they're to let someone out here know that someone is turning? And it gives whoever could take care of that situation the ability to know who this is very easily, especially with descriptions in an area where there are not that many POC or those who fit those descriptions, especially with the last few years' political climate and where the Arian Hawkins and Green have had the biggest busts in U.S. history for immigration things. It took and wiped out most of the meat packing stuff, the fields and farm labor, shut down many of the local farms. There are not many who remain that fit these certain descriptions anywhere inside Ohio. So it's not going to be very hard to figure out, especially if people can go back through and suss that out with any photos and jail apps and the other. Or for those around activities to know immediately, aha, we know who Fred or others have seen in this courtroom, and they're trying to turn on us. They were taken to the back for some reason, and to go hunting them, or their family, or to silence them. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That can be lethal and absolutely beyond deadly. While y'all are like, hey, Summer, we're on to something. Let's go hunt down the dockets and line this fella up and identify him and then plaster him all over the internet. And let's let Ziggy and everybody else do all the chirps over the jails that we've all put money on to ferret out this person and see what they have to say and contaminate another witness around Summer's case and maybe threaten them the same way they've done JSB with all these creators and giggle about, hi, you ought to be afraid, Jody Steele. Do you understand how dangerous this is? And then I want you to go one step further. And I want you to think about out here in the community where Lost and them have told you since the beginning, somebody holds a key. The truth, answers, could have witnessed something. Somebody knows something. That's a fact. Fact. Lawson says they're just waiting on the one key. What does it do when Fred and her, when he's got tendrils and everything, and people watching court proceedings and keeping his ears out to the ground, putting this shit out, and then it's spreading like wildfire? What if somebody does indeed come into court settings inside of Hawkins County or otherwise, and they do have something on Summer, or somebody in this community does, and they go to that jail, but an inmate's sitting there listening, they're in the middle of going back and forth, or being taken for this and their medical care, break time, job stuff, and they hear shit, and then Fred gets hold of it, or one of the others, right? But it's simply somebody coming into that jail to be like, here's the key, here's what I, witnessed, heard, etc. June 15th or otherwise, you need this. That person gets hold of it, ferrets back out, goes into all these that Ziggy, her helpful chatters, and everybody else have put money on all these other people's chirps to circumvent. And when Fred runs out of money, it's there, and the name gets back out. The tip, the whatever they've said gets back out. And then they're hunted. And they know they'll be put out on Front Street in front of the world. And they'll be terrified. It's going to keep them from coming forward, guys. Do you understand? And if they know an inmate inside of that jail, if any of the others know something about Summer, but they know that every day they can hear Fred talking to that one, and she's putting out everything, and they're not going to say a peep. If he's using her to target others out here around dope shit, to give descriptions so others out here can identify it, but you all think it's got to do with Summer, but it has nothing to do with Summer. It will stop. It may have already been enough of a detriment to do so. Anyone from coming forward, it will make them terribly afraid to think twice about. coming forward with the key to peace, the little thing. Now, if he or she gave 3 flying fucks about Summer, they're a case. This wouldn't be happening. They both laugh and giggle as the stuff's done, as it's put out, as they're putting it out. They're putting people in real danger and real harm's way. They're making it so that people who may know something about Summer's disappearance, or why, how, who, what, when, may not come forward and will be put in extreme danger. Now, if there's any truth to this, and indeed something was heard and that it was somebody probably surrounded or on charges of dope, which we all know revolves around that one, then who do you think they have information about Summer from? Probably those related to dope shit. Which did indeed circle that one over there and C and D. Now, even if it's bullshit, say the whole thing's 100% bullshit, right? What Fred fed out to her in an email and then via recorded call, it doesn't matter. The effect's the same. Those inside and around the community who could hold information about Summer may take it as truth and fact and be like, oh God, this person, this inmate inside of this facility is doing this. And others, and we're all being outed and hunted, just like, guess what? Everybody else around Summer's everything. And we're going to be in harm's way. And there are people embedded in us that will be hunted down, that will give names, and they may not come forward. So whether or not what Fred's feeding out is true, on any level, description, any other shit, doesn't matter. The effect is the same. It will scare others from coming forward that may hold information. It will also terrify the fuck out of others coming inside of courtrooms or otherwise, trying to work deals, whether or not, it doesn't matter, for whatever reason, that may hold information on other shit around the area. Right? Other murders, crimes, you name it. But then you got some person inside there like Homie who are keeping such an extraordinarily, big ear on the ground, which is something about it you can always bank on, whether it's in there or out. That'll keep them from turning shit over like that too, to solve other crimes and cases, because they're terrified. That, for the same reason, just some shit to talk about. Somebody like him will say it too. And that jail's not very big. I can guarantee you every inmate in it knows that that one is talking to this realm. And there are a whole lot of things that you all think are just basic conversation, goofy stuff, but there are probably things being dropped by that one that you all cannot hear, but locals could, that don't hit your ears the way they would those it may intend to. I don't find it funny in the least. Not in the least. And to me, I'm also like, man, if I was locked up, I'm not gonna make sure I have a little thing going, tendrils everywhere. To be like, man, y'all, if you hear anything back and forth in this air in the course, this air about summer or this air, let me know, let me know, let me know. That speaks of something to me. Maybe it's just being done so as material for that one to pump out to the world. Still is not beneficial to summer or in the least. Um, but for me, it's like, why are you so concerned, guy? Why do you have to know everything that's coming and going in and outside of courtrooms about summer? What do you have to be worried about? Is that why? Or is it really just a content and do whatever on for, you know, I don't know, some phone money, chirp this, email that, commissary, I don't know. It doesn't matter. The effect is still the same. No matter why this is being done by those two. No matter if they think it's fun again. And I know that's the thing. There's enough evidence here, overwhelmingly so, that the one, dang sure knows what she's doing, has done so on purpose, told us we should be afraid, tried to push certain stuff in, this, the other, and had people absolutely related back to some of the worst shit you could imagine on earth. Some of the most dangerous motherfuckers you want showing up at my door immediately. Um, and laughing and shit about it. That was the intended purpose. And so that this is being done, that one has no problem. Knows full well what it's doing. And this ain't the first time. She has no problem finding it funny when um danger and dangerous people are showing up at people's doors because of what she's doing and wanting done from her platform. And telling people they should be terrified and afraid and scared of that as well. And then it happens. Timing always matters, right? Um, not sure what you're talking about exploiting. Anyway, yeah.
Right. So, we're looking. I wrote down notes on that because we got you. Why do you say True's boyfriend? Is he? Would he be somebody? It's her boyfriend, 35 to 40 years old.
And Luminous puts that thought out there, and then Ziggy says it. And now some nutter out there could think that, oh, they're on to something. True is pregnant, this and the other, cause her distress, maybe put harm at her door, and her mom just passed me. I mean, this is some sick shit.
No.
But also, guess what? True and all of them are also witnesses in and around Summer's life and the 15th. And there they go, bringing danger and pinpointing and giving up pebble in the pond that maybe it's True and her boyfriend meets the description. Interesting.
You don't have to rewind. I'll play it again in a second because I played it early on, so don't worry. We'll play it here in a second. Too young? Okay. Well, we need to look on the docket, see if it's possible to look. He said it was on in misdemeanor court, though, which is crazy. A guy, I'm guessing it must have been a guy who he was in, I guess he was being arrested for, it was drug-related crime. It was what the guy was in there, but he said it was in small court, and I was like, what's that? I guess it's misdemeanor court. I wonder if the fact that it was a misdemeanor court, it makes me wonder if this is somebody who hasn't been in trouble before. Because most people want to.
And maybe doesn't want to be and to be doing all kinds of things, talking some way, but it might help Ellie do whatever with whatever, you know. And certain others bigger in and around that dope shit don't want little fellers speaking. And then they use dummy here to put out the helpful shit to get them hunted. Or terrified into silence. Good job, guys.
I don't know if people would. I guess I don't know the circumstances. Like, he might have some other things going on too, besides like just misdemeanor court stuff. But usually when people want to work out a deal, it's usually for, more severe crimes. But I do know people who, I don't know. See, that's why we need to look into this. And this is somebody that was talking.
And she doesn't know, but this is why we need to look into this.
In Fred's pod, I don't know if people would. I guess I don't know the circumstances. Like, he might have some other things going on too, besides like just misdemeanor court stuff.
There it is. Flip flops here going, sounds similar to True's BF. Oh, see? And that's all it takes. It's all it takes.
But usually when people want to work out a deal, it's usually for, more severe crimes. But I do know people who, I don't know. See, that's why we need to look into this. And this is somebody that was talking in Fred's pod. And this guy, the reason, I guess he's unprotected, this guy, so they have two areas of the block, or the cell, the block that Fred is in. Like, the top half, one half is like protective custody, and the other half is just regular. So like the top tier, I think, is like all locked down and they're all people who's in protective custody. Like if they get in a fight.
Now she's gonna give out where the inmate who gave the info to Fred supposedly is. That way maybe he gets targeted backwards for telling Fred that ends up telling this one. That ends up, wow.
Or something. I think this guy was just moved over there recently. So yeah, we should be able to find him pretty easily. And Fred's gonna talk to the kid or the guy and see how much more like things, like little information we can get, like the time and stuff like that. Oh, it is drug related. I just didn't play the whole. It's drug related. That's what his charges were.
Now somebody else in her chat gives out True's boyfriend's name. So yeah, it's starting to pick up like fucking fire over there towards another witness around Summer and her life. In the 15th. Are you catching on yet?
He was just, he didn't know he might have some appetite.
All right, here it is again.
Yeah. Did you talk to that Ace guy ever? Did you figure out what that was about?
I talked to him.
And of course she's been like the whatever guy by an initial. So that narrows it down a little further for those AA. It's fine.
I talked to him. He just said he just was in court when that boy took and was talking to the judge, but he didn't know his name and stuff.
What did he say?
He was just
Okay.
He was just get a better deal to give him information on the Summer Wells case.
And are they going to allow him to do that, or like what?
I'd say they will. I mean, they shut him down and pretty much took him out of the courtroom. So that told me more or less he will.
Oh wow, really? Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was on January the 4th or January the 5th when he was in court and heard that.
During 3rd or 4th? Wow. And so he said it was a Mexican kid?
And note, what I was talking about in my life was very vague bounds of certain things wiggling in around Summer's case. No true names, no this and the other, nothing to pinpoint. I mean, you get what I'm saying? And then she puts this out with the title of They Might As Well Kiss Their Ass Goodbye. That was mentioned the same day as she was telling Fred everything we were saying. And she had hours beforehand, as I was talking to him, to talk to him, to do this, to get chirps out and in that and the other. And then he does a recording with her and tells her that Andy and I should, quote, they might as well kiss their ass goodbye, and then caveats it with, well, after they giggle and stuff, they should be scared. They should be scared of afraidness here. Well, they should if they have anything to do with Summer. And he's like, oh, yeah, the cops have told me, No, big boy, they ain't. There's something wrong here.
Yeah, he was dark, about between 35 and 40 years of age. He probably weighed about 110 pounds or something other, but he didn't have straight hair. He had black, kind of curly like hair. So he wasn't a Mexican, but he had Mexican features.
Okay.
And I know me,
Wow.
He was dark skinned.
Okay, so no, this year. This was just within the last month, guys. Not last year, no.
And the thing is that it's already out there. I know I didn't take timestamps so I could skip over it. And I should have. But it's already out there. And many many locals in the darkness are keeping eyes on this one right here, right now. I know that to be absolute fact. Some of the worst of the worst. So whatever was intended to be put out there, what was put there under false whatever this is, it's already out. Wherever it needed to go for whatever reason. It's too late. It's too late.
Here, I'm gonna. Gosh, I gotta do something real quick. I'm trying to walk away for a second, but I guess I could just go ahead and play it again. I do have something else I wanted you guys to listen to. I just posted a short that I was going to play during my live too, but I think you guys will find interesting.
And there's Luminous again going, Truth BF is in jail, right? Not that it's him. Yeah, you gotta skirt those legal vague boundaries, eh, Lum? We're gonna keep it going. They're not only not look. How many witnesses in those around Summer's life and June 15th, and those who may hold information about Summer or other things, do you think Iron Fred can target in one live stream? And just a couple minutes on a phone and through an email? How many? And why? That should be your question. Why? Who's afraid? Who are they trying to get silenced, hurt, harmed? What are they trying to fuck up on purpose? I don't know. Is it just a whole bunch of irresponsibility? And you can't say that really of this one, because it's been known to absolutely sit here in front of you in the world, do things on purpose that brought danger in certain people to our door. This our life about it says should be scared and afraid, just like Jenny, Adrian, Penny, etc. did. And to try to get that done towards me, and it did bring out people. So it knows full well what it's doing. It tries to skirt those vague bounds. And I don't know if I had these words in right after it, then it'll look crazy if somebody reports me for it or whatever. But see, when you have years of it, evidence it's doing it, it changes things. I say.
She went to hospital January 7th. Don says his first kid.
And chat's being eat up with. Allie went to the hospital on January 7th. And see, it's all it takes. By a creator and by, Fred and by one pebble. And you have the targeting let loose on another witness. Even though clearly, like, yeah, it ain't them, but then they're going to continue the narrative. And they already discerned it couldn't have been Truth BF, but they're going to continue that, and now more people are picking it up throughout chat. And it'll spread like wildfire.
Oh, was somebody live? Right. That's what I was thinking, Moonshine Girl, but I guess see when he said earlier Mexican, when I was mentioning Mexican earlier and how it kept coming up in this case and it was freaking me out. I didn't, that's how he described the guy in the message. So, but after I talked to him, he said it's not, he might not be Mexican, it's just kind of Mexican.
Moonshine Girl's like, I was thinking if he was Mexican, man, it'd be hard to figure out who he was. Hell, by all the other features, it wouldn't be, this and blah, 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 either. It's a problem, ain't it?
Features. Here, I need to go do something real quick. Let me play this again while you guys.
Okay.
It gives them protein, but
He's talking about right now. He's talking about the little pup that
Off 729. True's man, ain't he X age? Flip flop. There was a picture of the boyfriend. Still running.
Laura got, and we were talking about she was afraid because he hadn't used, the little puppy hadn't used the bathroom, and he's just talking about that right now. So 1 second, I'll play this and I'll be right back.
with vanilla in it.
Okay.
It gives them protein, but the oil lubricates your mouth or stuff, and vanilla, I don't know what it does, but it does something. Helps them have an appetite.
Yeah.
They're the idiots. Well, guys, even though the age don't match, guys can be off in the age counseling. So therefore, it opens up the realm to the rest of the church. Be like, yeah, they're right. They could be wrong in the age. Therefore, we could be right, and then we'll go target, harass, slander, defame, inundate, cause stress to True or boyfriend. We have the right to do so because we're investigating. But actually, what you're doing is hoping, for some reason, this place intimidate, harass, silence, and cause fear to those closest to Summer, her case, and witnesses. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. These creators are committing real crimes in real time right in front of y'all as entertainment. To get some of us hurt, harmed, murdered, screwed with, scared into silence, to tamper with us, to this, that, the other, right? They are, and they know what they're doing. They've admitted openly to doing it. I'm saying helping Summer. This is the exact opposite.
Did you talk to that Ace guy ever? Did you figure out what that was all about?
I talked to him. He said he just was in court when that boy took and was talking to the judge, but he didn't know his name and stuff.
And I think what he actually starts to say when that boy took a plea. Or it took whatever, but then he changes it. It's an.
What did he say?
He was just,
Okay.
he was just,
Could be the truth is that some man in court noticed some weird easy plea deal from somebody connected to these people or dope shit, and they think, how'd they get that deal? And then, but it's because they said XYZ on dope shit and dope people. Here, let's let out their description and shit. Could really be anything. You don't know.
a better deal to give them information on the Summer Wells case.
And are they going to allow him to do that, or like what?
I'd say they will. I mean,
And True Crime Junkie Carrot, if that guy's a drug user, he may look older than he is too. They seem to weather fast.
they shut him down and pretty much took him out of the courtroom. So they told me more or less he will.
Oh wow, really? Okay, that's crazy.
That was on January the 4th or January the 5th when he was in court and heard that.
During 3rd or 4th? Wow. And so he said it was a Mexican kid?
He said he was dark skinned. About between 35 and 40 years of age. He They probably weigh about 110 pounds or something other. They did.
Jinkies, something got to meet Andy B last night. Oh dear.
Have
Jinkies and
straight hair, had black, kind of curly like hair. So he wasn't a Mexican, but he had Mexican features, you know.
Okay. Wow.
He was dark skinned.
So, okay, still wasn't enough time. I got it. Can you guys give me just I feel bad.
Exploited innocence. You're right. He has said everything from he was hauling cars that day to he didn't make it in time to all he actually got to take was scrap. He's also said he had to go get a trailer from somewhere, which I think you wouldn't need to if you're just hauling cars on them anyway, but I had to go get a trailer to get a bike from somebody who found broke down, and you'd think get it back to them, but instead what I seen later night was Fred come in with a trailer with a bike on it. I don't know why it wasn't taken to the owner or where it broke down from, but you know, or why it got, it's fine. But yeah, he said all the things. Sure.
Bad when I have to take. I don't know what to play while I'm. Well, here I do have a little. I think I have a intermission thing. I'll be right back, guys. Trying to figure out who I am.
And this is her whole, I don't know, vid. It's the first time I ever seen it. Thank you for supporting the channel. Here are all the apps, the things, blah, blah, you know.
Not sure what I'm doing here.
Other than fucking up shit, not much of anything. Just my opinion. Please consider donating something small to keep it going. You know, her channel.
Okay, so sorry about that.
That's not for me. That's what the damn 3-minute intermission video said.
Just trying to hurry. So
Ladybug here has some sense, but they don't usually discuss deals in the courtroom. It's done with your lawyer or public defender, or you send a note up to the judge. You do whatever, man. Yep. See? Something wrong with it. It reeks. And then, Moonflower reminded me of Truth BF. 2 days later, Allie has an aneurysm or heart attack, question mark. Some Moonflowers just now, straight out, like, went into woo-woo land, going, oh, and you can get the implications. It means that, you know, Truth's person and has maybe done something to Allie. Maybe they're dangerous, maybe they're murdered. I mean, this is just too much. All because of what these two have said here and done, and the pebble kicked in with Luminous music.
we gotta look. I want to look into all that things, like the things that he had. This guy is supposedly saying. Who knows? Like, I mean, it'd be interesting to see if we could, if this is a name or somebody we know of. The place on Ben Hill where my son's dad was in that shootout.
Place on Bennett where my son's dad was in that shootout. Owner's name is suspended. Huh. Question is, which shootout? Moonshine Girl. Which one? It's what they're saying in the chat. Somebody's over here pretending or related to someone at some point that was in one of the shootouts. And at some point, which would, there's certain ones, they're going to be related and associated with certain darker weaving things that include, you guessed it, dope and other shit. Now, weird, all these people. Just, hmm. Okay. Maybe people like that can hear what Fred's really saying, or could be potentially really saying, and it filtered back out to other ears and get these people who went to court and hunted. Could be ears. Just like that.
You were enjoying it's your, hey, I knew you would enjoy it, Moonflower. I knew. Oh my gosh. So here is something else I was going to share with you. Something else I clicked. Actually, though, let me see. Was it right? Let me see what he said. Or wait, was it this one? Let me see.
I don't know if they had other car.
And then they made it back to the other house. That one, Moonshine Girl. Are we talking about one of the bigger ones, or are we talking about the single and single shooter? And would you or would you not agree, since you're at least going around here looking like a member of the community, would you not agree, ish, Moonshine Girl? Let's see, main reason given to LE at the time. Right? That wasn't all of it, though. Those of us, but wouldn't you agree, Moonshine Girl, that what this one over here, that one in the jail are doing could, bring about super bad, extreme shit, just like those, terribly bad things that have taken others' lives? Shootouts, things that look like but aren't all that they seem like. Wouldn't you agree it's bringing danger and harm to others inside the community? Or could be used to drop pebbles that, say, public wouldn't pick up on, but others could, in order to set off shit like that. And I'm sure if you're actually part of or around any of those folks or have ever been, you wouldn't wish that to be lit off or to happen to another family or several again, right? So they want to take part in it or support that over there. Or be helping it garner more information to be used to set off things like that. Instead of a community where apparently, allegedly, it's affected you and yours. You wouldn't, that'd be the last thing. Wouldn't it, Moonshine Girl? I think so. You should be able to see if you're part of the community, how irresponsible and how terrifying this truly is. Moonshine Girl. Not over there, hopefully giving that more crap. Or the nutters inside of its thing more crap to pile together and, you know. Yeah, it can be trouble, says Moonshine. Yep. Okay, so then why go over there and feed it more stuff and say, oh yeah, well now there's a Hispanic name on this property deed. Maybe it's that person. You know what I mean? You really want that to let off there and somebody else in there get falsely like targeted or end up dead or anything? Is there a reason you're over there doing that? Kicking a pebble into a pond to say, well, this property in this name, I match it with what Fred's saying, that then can what? Cause the same shit? Somebody get harmed? Falsely or otherwise? Targeted? Nah. You don't do this. Like that. Okay, well, as a human being, if you're not part of the community, either way, as just a basic human being, you could see the danger and risk to others. So I help with that. I'll be part of that. And part of something that could cause such extremes to other people, their children, uncles, aunties, and mamas only. I'm just gonna leave it there.
I mean, other cameras or whatnot, they didn't have, my understanding, they didn't cut a camera up until after summer weekend.
I'm gonna rewind.
You were enjoying it's your, hey, I knew you would enjoy it, Moonflower. I knew. Oh my gosh. So here is something else I was going to share with you, something else I clipped. Actually, though, let me see. Was it right? Let me see what he said. Or wait, was it this one? Let me see.
Luminous is over here now going, Hunter went into the woods. What? Who knows?
So know if they had other car, I mean, other cameras or whatnot, they didn't have, my understanding, they didn't cut a camera up until after summer weekend.
Rewind again.
You were enjoying it's your, hey, I knew you would enjoy it, Moonflower. I knew. Oh my gosh. So here is something else I was going to share with you, something else I clipped. Actually, though, let me see. Was it right? Let me see what he said. Or wait, was it this one? Let me see.
I don't know if they had other car, I mean, other cameras or whatnot. They didn't have, my understanding, they didn't cut a camera up until after summer weekend.
See, she tries to say that she has SD cards or that she had SD cards, but somebody broke into her place and stole them.
This wasn't
You
it,
know,
but
so-
I'll let you guys listen.
Of course, like, it's like, she claims she had it, like, huh?
He's full of shit. They just had one camera up at the bottom of the driveway. I mean, well, wire of it, I don't know.
She said that, something like, oh, what is this about trail cams and, like, the day someone went missing, they weren't working, or something like, who's that trail cam?
They was trying to say that they had a camera up all along before summer went missing and stuff. And they tried to say, some reason the day summer went missing, they wasn't working and stuff. Didn't start working till the next day. The reason they didn't start working till the next day, that was when they put up. You know?
We're gonna stop right here. For starters, this is this group digging for more info on where cameras are, where they were, who had them, this, that, the other. They do not, or if they ever needed that information. It is detrimental. But you see, this one and Monster and the rest, they just like, it doesn't matter. And as long as they can sell off whatever, it doesn't matter. They don't think, hey, perpetrator, people around this area did not need to know where are, etc. They don't need to know that. There is someone out here still responsible, obviously. Now, this is also them trying to get a reaction or response from me. It's been a big thing always with the cameras and such and blah blah to get locations, beads on this there. Never gonna happen, my dudes. And I'm gonna bet, alright, law enforcement's not going to Fred. Be like, hey, this camera was located here, and this one's here, and this one's there, and blah, 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 blah. Or he wouldn't, yeah, look, we talked about this. His habits throughout life have always been him and others trying to see where cameras are, taking them, doing things, and blah, blah, you know. If Fred knew where a certain one was, good for him, okay. It means he was looking for it. And there were, you know, things there, but, either way, I'm not going to respond to it. They're not getting shit from me about the cameras. It's just how it fucking is. Law enforcement, feds, car team, others know. And I'm gonna bet you they ain't going to no motherfucking Fred telling him where everybody else's cameras are located. That's something Fred was searching for. It's something Fred's always searching for throughout the years. And it's something I bet he was damn eagle-eyeing after some revenge. And there is a very good possibility that he and others were part of the noises of the night, gathering certain things they had put out in the area to keep eyes on anything coming or going. There's chances of all kinds of things. So, either way, it's up for LE&Feds. Figure out. But, this is them and the laughter and giggles and the whatever. This is this group, once again, trying to pull the info out. Nah, miss me with it, right? There have been moments in time that things have, given hints at certain things right here. And that's in the way back. And considering, Fred and Laura in very weird ways, especially once shit was, yeah. Made sure to stay out of there, but with their noses in social media, studying and learning everything it looked like everybody was saying, from first day onward. And C and D were spending more time playing patty cake with this group than doing everything else. Fred and Laura were spending their entire days out of that hollow watching social media, studying, seeing what was said, but making sure to stay entirely out of that hollow community. It's a little concerning in hindsight. I thought at first, and it may be wrong, and attributing the wrong things, but that would be behaviors you look for that are a little off. Now, at first, I attributed it to Fred swearing up and down. Dawn and them were setting him up, and he was afraid, and blah, blah, yada, yada. But now I don't know what to think. But they were definitely studying, and Fred's much like a bunch of the people around this realm for so long. They can learn and study all of us and all our things pretty easily, and then weave it into whatever they fucking want to. They can pretend to be locals, they can pretend to be whatever. And at this LinkedIn, anybody can do that amongst you, panelists, panel writers, chatters. Like, wow, you sent a newspaper article once. Oh my god. And now you're saying you're related to XYZ. Or you're a searcher. It's easy to pull that the fuck off these days, guys. But it's also easy for a perpetrators, those concerned about certain shit to come and, watch, see, weave, fairy tale. And people wonder why some of us, don't necessarily make sense to you all, or why we won't say or give everything, or camera locations and shit like that. Well, there's a reason. Some of us aren't willing to sell our souls and everything off, and try to use some logic and common sense. To not give everything we know, and to keep certain things safe. You know what I mean? From being used by the public, weavers, perpetrators, um, those with their faces stuck in all this shit from day one, um, studying it for who knows why or what reasons. Shit like that. Some of us are smart enough to try to do that. There's Moonshine Girl asking somebody something. Is it? I've never been back there. Okay.
She was ignorant shit.
I know. Well, Andy said that you would go. Oh, that's another thing you say. I don't know if it was. Well, it might have been. Andy doesn't really talk too much shit. Honestly, I don't know.
And that's her cleansing the way because she still wants our abuser as food. She don't want to piss it off too much to talk shit about.
I think she's scared. Like,
oh, this is for Hero.
Oh,
More rewind
what is
it.
this about trail cams and like the day someone went missing? They weren't working, or something like. Who's that trail cam?
They was trying to say that they had a camera up all along before summer went missing and stuff. Then they tried to say, some reason the day summer went missing, they wasn't working and stuff. It didn't start working until the next day. The reason they didn't start working until the next day, that was when they put up. You know? It's ignorant shit. She was ignorant shit.
I know. Well, Andy said that you would go. Oh, that's another thing you say. I don't know who. Well, it might have been. Andy doesn't really cost too much shit. Honestly, I don't know. I think he's scared. Like,
oh, this is here.
I know. Like, she was.
She mentions Andy's name. Says, I think he's scared. And the thing is, the other night I hear tell that Monster backed up that this one's notorious for the property stakes, cameras, the weird. But see, she didn't finish that sentence or telling it to Fred because she doesn't want to meet and supply sources, and she's with Sharon Rest trying to keep Monster cleansed right now, so she don't want to touch on it.
Really scared. Jody Stewart was really scared.
There we go. We'll rewind again.
Shit. She was pulling ignorant shit.
I know. Well, Andy said that you would go. Oh, that's another thing you say. I don't know who. Well, it might have been. Andy doesn't really cost too much shit. Honestly, I don't know. I think he's scared. Like,
oh, this is here.
I know. Like, she was really scared. Jody Stewart was really scared. Like,
Fred goes, he ought to be scared. Ziggy goes, well, Jody Sue, she's really scared, Huh?
Oh, yeah. They were trying to, like...
Oh, this is here.
I know. Like, she was really scared. Jody Stewart was really scared. Like... Oh, yeah. They were trying to...
they more or less my son kissed her ass goodbye.
They more or less might as well kiss their ass goodbye. You hear it again?
That's the truth. I would not be for it. Shut up. Ignorant shit. She was pulling ignorant shit.
I know. Well, Andy said that you would go. Oh, that's another thing you say. I don't know who. Well, it might have been. Andy doesn't really cost too much shit. Honestly, I don't know. I think he's scared. Like,
oh, this is here.
I know. Like, she was really scared. Jody Stewart was really scared. Like, oh, yeah. They were trying to say...
they more or less my son kissed her ass goodbye. That's the truth. I would not be for it.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not me making threats. That's the law enforcement's point of view.
Yeah.
And see, there's the caveat and the thing, right? That way they can be like, oh, but law enforcement said. No. Nope. Nope. There's no realm in which LE&Feds went to Fred and said they might as well kiss their ass goodbye. There's no way in which law enforcement agents are going to Fred and telling him who is what XYZ. Not unless something's real fucking dirty or sus. Now, I know damn good and well where I and the kids sit, right, in this. And that's having not a damn thing to do with Summer vanishing. Nope. And I can prove that in court of law. All by myself. All by myself. Any day of the goddamn week. So, now, I've always known, and I've been willing to set aside that fact because I don't give a shit. anything related to Monster, anybody is ass is going bye bye would be whatever fuck shit C&D and him man don't. I don't give a fuck about that. Summer place is here, that place is here. Okay? So fuck it. But in that same realm, I guess, if that were the case, well, the willings and dealings between that one and all its top company and mutuals between C&D should mean that law enforcement should be telling it should kiss its own ass goodbye as well. Now shouldn't it? So, and that ain't what you're hearing. So, what I am hearing here is a threat, and then the drop. Oh well, law enforcement's telling me that to try to cover up an outright threat about certain other shit.
Well, and if they did have something to do with it, they should be, like.
Oh, this is.
And that's Ziggy for some reason saying we should be afraid, that we look scared. I don't know about what, or when, maybe because of what she and this group have done over the last 2 months. It's brought real people to the door. Otherwise, I don't know what she's speaking about. What is she talking about when she's saying, oh, he's scared and Jody Sue is scared? She looks terrified. What? You mean this solo shit, all the crap you did, the panelists you had going up on dollies, or all these things that brought real people related to real shit directly to our door. The same shit that Monster Stall played in with, and Jenny, Adrian, Penny outright. But that you did and told the world we were scared, or that I should be scared, or terrified, and this, the other. Because otherwise, I don't know what you mean. And then this flows back into, what are you two truly talking about? And why should Monster not be scared? When did we look such, or whatever? That would insinuate moments, right? And not summer related at all. Moments you all have enacted and pushed in over here. On purpose. For the intention of harm. And danger and risk. And attempted to get us hurt, harmed, possibly murdered on purpose. It's the way I take it. Because otherwise, I guess, my entire couple of years here, I would have looked terrified every day. Summer, oh God, See how that works? It's the little things that you say. They don't have to be really said to get what you mean.
And they kind of say, oh, some reason the day someone went missing, they wouldn't work or that stuff. Didn't start working until the next day. The reason they didn't start working until the next day, that was when they put up. You know? It's ignorant shit. She's pulling ignorant shit.
I know. Well, Andy said that you would go. Oh, that's another thing you say. I don't know if it was. Well, it might have been. Andy doesn't really cause too much shit. Honestly, I don't know. I think he's scared. Like.
Oh, this is here.
I know. Like, she was really scared. Jody Sue was really scared. Like. Huh? Oh yeah. They were trying to say.
Before this, my son used to ask goodbye. That's the truth. I would not be for it.
Yeah.
So all in 22 minutes. 22 minutes. This one and that one. I've gotten how many around Summer's case, her life, witnesses to her life, June 15th, etc. Targeted. Put false shit out about. And someone in and around some court setting hunted for some reason, and whether bullshit or not with that one, in that story, the effect's going to be the same. You're going to have anybody who does hold the key, like Lawson says they're looking for, terrified to come into that jail, or the detectives or the courts to tell it, to say it. People related to dope shit, afraid to do anything that could help solve other cases, or do hold information on Summer because they're related to some of this shit woven around Summer's case. And certain creators and things that seem to be doing certain things to certain ones of us since day one. And helpful little darkness webs woven into and around channels from day one. I just, whatever. The effect remains the same. This could keep someone from coming forward about Summer, given the key like Lawson and the feds need on her. It could keep others from coming forward for other reasons that just simply want to help solve other cases not related to Summer. It'll show them that if anybody tries to maybe say anything about anything on anything, that there's somebody using this giant platform and this and YouTube in a total to potentially get them killed over it if they dare come forward. And they're doing it all from behind a cell inside of that jail with it. But yeah, I'm sure law enforcement, I'm sure all these agents are definitely going to Fred, giving him all the dates so he can feed it out to this one, and he's a big old helper. And hell, maybe somebody is stupid enough to be using him as a tool, but I'm gonna bet they didn't condone this one giving out all kinds of cops and agents' names and positions inside of that sheriff's office to get possibly them and their families targeted by certain groups of individuals or anything else, or being dug into by true crime crazies following their wives, children, anything like that. I'm sure if he was being used as a tool, they would have made sure to knock that shit. He wouldn't even be doing that. To what? The agents and cops he's swearing he's working with or giving him all this information? Yeah, he's putting their name out so they and their families can be done a certain way, like we've seen some of these that visit other panels do, where they're stalking Lawson and his family, grandchildren, putting out vehicle makes, housing locations, saying that, all this other stuff, so no, I don't think so. This one is putting these officers and their families at risk and in danger, putting others in danger, making everybody in the community aware that right now it's got eyes and ears on everything going around and coming from courts. And it's going to put out descriptions. Anyway, I just, God, 22 minutes of absolute annihilation and damage. 22 minutes. All within 22 minutes. You've got them putting that bullshit about True and her BF now. You've got Andy and I being told to be scared of Sarah. You've got this stuff, who knows who this is or if it's real, whatever. The damage done. Somebody potentially being hunted. Like, my God. And they're saying it's a witness to somebody's information. And they're going to go hunting and trying to identify whether it's true or not. Something's wrong here. I don't think law enforcement would condone this. And they would be able to see clearly that what's being said here would keep anybody with the key or information scared shitless from coming forward. So therefore, I, in no realm, think this one is being used or talked to by. I just, you know, just in 22 minutes, the amount of damage, harm, threats, shit that'll be levied at Monster. Though Monster's played with stalling this group and trying to get that pushed in online and little everything else before, but with Jenny and Adrian Penny, etc., and this one and the others and the solo thing, also crap. Thing is, True, her boyfriend, the rest. I mean, think about the totality of what's happened here in just 22. Think about the other things in the past few days where this one and that one have worked together to release law enforcement agents' names and things, their positions in certain things, and how that could be used to fuck around with them and their families and children. And it's weird how a lot of it's revolving around dope shit. But destroying, targeting. 22 minutes. 22 minutes. All covered up by, well, that's law enforcement saying that. And this group is notorious for things like that. As soon as I say something, rather, whatever, they'll cover it up by saying something like that. That way, if it's said, turned in, anything like that, it'll be like, oh, well, see, it's just them talking shit. No. Anyway, I'm gonna back it up again. Because I have nothing to fear nor am I scared.
Oh,
I mean, I guess you do, right? It's supposed to. It's what they intend it to do. It's what they've always intended it to do. But even that for me, some are places here above any of that. I've seen the danger in extremes pushed in on purpose, the attempts to get us harmed, hurt, murdered by this group on purpose, with them outright saying so. To make us afraid, to intimidate us, to shut us up. They don't care if it does get us killed. Hell, some of them hope that. Look at all the creators involved in all this who have told you their goal is literally to break me as a human being and destroy me at all costs, no matter how long it takes. The blackmail letters, the blackmail in general from the very first days, all these things. I take it seriously. I do. I would like to stay on this planet to finish raising my babies. But the answers and the truth about why such extremes other than just the way this tragedy pimp crew works on the lengths they're willing to go to, the crimes they're willing to commit against us and towards us in real life to witness, intimidate, screw with everything around open and active investigations, especially Summers. It matters to me a great deal. Change matters to me a great deal. I'm taking the danger and risk and potential harm to us very seriously, especially right now. And as this continues, I want to know why. And I want to know why you all are sitting back watching it as entertainment and not thinking of what just 22 minutes can do. To Summers' entire case, witnesses, those who hold the key, like Lawson and them, say they're still looking for. And if you paid attention to, I don't know, the TVI release yesterday, they're still looking for something, aren't they? What if that something never comes because of something simple as 22 minutes? And these two. What if the danger, risk, potential for harm, death, etc., comes to other doors, silences? Whether dope related or summer related, because of 22 minutes of stupid, targeted, etc. I don't know. Same entertainment. It isn't.
I know. Well, Andy said that you would go. Oh, that's another thing you'd say. I don't know if it was. Well, it might have been. Andy doesn't really cause too much shit. Honestly, I don't know. I think he's scared. Like,
Oh, this is part.
Now notice she does not. She mentions Andy being scared and then me being scared before Fred says anything about law and that's coming from law enforcement. They should be scared. They should kiss their asses goodbye. Oh, that's according to law enforcement. So, what did Monster and I seem scared of before y'all even started talking about Fred being told that we should kiss our asses goodbye? That implied you all have done something beforehand that you think has brought harm and danger to Monster and I, and has made us scared or afraid now, doesn't it? Because, no, that's mentioned before Fred mentions. See how that works. So, Fred says, oh yeah, they should be scared. She's talking about us being scared, looking terrified, this and the other. About what? When? Around what? Because all this is said and that we should be scared before Fred even starts talking about how law enforcement, blah, blah. They might as well kiss their ass goodbye, doesn't it? Do you get the breakdown now? There's something else being told her that we should be scared. Or that we look scared to them about. Afraid of. Before Fred ever mentions a word. What's been done before this? And by whom?
I know. Like, she. what is this about trail cams and like the day someone went missing? They weren't working, or something was. Who's that trail cam?
They was trying to say that they had a camera up all along before summer went missing and stuff. Then they kind of say, oh, that some reason the day summer went missing, they wasn't working and stuff. Didn't start working until the next day. The reason they didn't start working until the next day, that was when they was put up. You know? Like, ignorant shit. She was ignorant shit.
I know. Well, Andy said that you would go. Oh, that's another thing you say. I don't know if it was. Well, it might have been. Andy doesn't really talk too much shit. Honestly, I don't know. I think he's scared. Like,
oh, this is here.
I know. Like, she was really scared. Jody Sue was really scared. Like, huh? Oh yeah. They were trying to say.
I mean, they more or less my son kissed her ass goodbye. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, I would not be for it.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not me making threats. That's the law enforcement's point of view.
Yeah, and if they did have something to do with it, they should be. You do the crime, you do the.
And then there comes the shit to try to cover what they're actually doing and what they're actually talking about. And any law enforcement worth their salt, detective, Fed, can see what's mentioned prior to the rest of the statements and then attempted to be covered up by, oh, well, law enforcement come to me and said, and oh, well, if they had anything to do with Summer, yeah, they should be scared. But that's not what Ziggy was talking about earlier. I've been at her for several years. Every day she'd come on going, she looks scared about talking about Summer or this and no. She's talking about specific shit and us looking scared or terrified and this and the other about it. They're talking about that before Fred mentions any of the rest. They're talking about that before. And I'm sure any good agent, detective, or law enforcement can figure out what the hell's being done here under vague terms. Especially in a compiled manner when you add the rest to it with the solo cups, the panelists, the Jennies, the Adrians, the Pennies, the monsters, all the things there. I don't think it takes a super genius. And I highly doubt that's being condoned by law enforcement, detectives, feds. Highly doubt. And of course you have misinformation in the chat. Tessie. Somebody stole SD cards out of the cameras, she said. Said that shit was erased. Now, could it have been swapped out? I guess. Sure. But, then, that's the thing. Fred's up here also calling bullshit on, SD cards and otherwise and shit being stolen. Now, see, he nor they, etc. Anyway, we have had real break-ins here. Here. Real cameras stolen. Real SD cards stolen. Real devices stolen. I don't know what to tell you. So. And it wasn't me witnessed it. This was other family. We weren't even here. And then Penny and them pipe up with the whole, oh God, imagine being identified like you're being stalked. And she put stall there as wearing the pink shorts that day of the person that was here stealing things. She put that right in Stall's lap, But Little and I were going. We weren't even here, and it was their family witnessed these people coming and going, whatever. So yeah, real cameras and shit have been stolen. Cameras that were indeed present at 125 There was also an SD card reader with SD cards in it stolen from her, etc. Sure was. I've mentioned this outright. Either way, but this one's got it all wrong, like usual.
That's good.
We'll have to listen. We'll have to listen to that again. That's why I have clipped the short I was going to show you. I clipped that part out. This was just like a couple hours ago. So, and I put the short up because I thought.
And see, I'd been live for a couple hours by this point. During this, it looks like they had communication. This was said, and then she puts it out. It's very telling and starts her live up. Then in mine, where I'm mentioning darkness weaving around certain things, but in very vague terms. So that, things didn't really light off much, but I don't find the timing a coincidence. And I take it as a threat when combined to shut up about whatever I was talking about that night. I take it as a threat.
That was interesting. Let's see here.
I don't know. I think he's scared. Like, can you say, I don't know if it was, well, it might have been, Andy doesn't really talk too much shit, honestly. I don't know. I think he's scared. Like, yeah, I know. Like, she was really scared. Jody Stewart was really scared. Like, huh? Oh, yeah. They were trying to say.
I mean, before this, my son used to actually die. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, I would not be for it.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not me making threats. That's the law enforcement's point of view.
Yeah, and well, and if they did have something to do with it, they should be, Your call has been accepted. Hey, what happened?
Oh, did he suddenly get shut down? And then you're all like, hey, what happened? What the fuck? That's weird. There's Luminous again. Putting out the idea once again for the 40th time, making sure that Pebbles kicked into the pond about True and her boyfriend and him in jail. Hey, isn't he in jail? Hey, isn't he in jail? Hey, isn't he in jail? And then here's Grammy, also wrong. Grammy, yes, agree it, Tessie. She said the trail cameras were stolen off her property. I never said they were stolen off 125. And I didn't imply trail cameras or otherwise. So whatever. Y'all are all idiots. But I love your narratives.
So I thought that was interesting, and I thought, I don't know if there's a way we can look up.
And there's the harassment towards us in the chat. Karma is clean MGA, of course. Ooh, Jody Sue got some explaining to do. No, don't.
The docket of Hawkins County.
Scared. Jody Stewart was really scared. Like,
Jody Sue.
huh? Oh, yeah. They were trying to say.
I mean, before this, my son used to actually die. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, I would not be for it.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not me making threats. That's the law enforcement's point of view.
Yeah, and well, and if they did have something to do with it, they should be, Your call has been accepted. Hey, what happened?
So I thought that was interesting, and I thought, I don't know if there's a way we can look up the docket of Hawkins County Misdemeanor Court. Hawkins County.
And here she goes at 24 minutes. Hunting down and using you all in our chat and stuff. This and her. Start hunting down another human being. Supposedly, allegedly in court. Knows something about Summer, supposedly, allegedly, but definitely probably dope related to, hey, what's the matter? Y'all think you're gonna solve Summer with some fucking internet Googling? Y'all don't think past that of who you're getting targeted. Maybe why, what the real reasons are. Outing some person, possibly getting them killed. It has nothing to do with Summer, but them being targeted, looked for, etc. because of dope shit. People afraid of people looking for bills. Turn them in. See what you're doing? Now you and subs and chats can really help these creators and others who are irresponsible and out to fuck up these cases. And do you see how you can cause real life murder, harm, the hunting of anyone? Do you understand what your roles are and what you're being used for, what you could be used for, and you're not thinking through with logic, common sense, or that far out? Y'all over here to what? Stop murders, this, that, and the other, crimes, criminals, big bad beasties. Yeah, you all are helping in what could potentially end up the murders of innocent people, their families and children, and then being hunted by you don't know what the fuck. You're also watching those who are making people who may hold keys in these cases terribly afraid to ever come. Do you understand now? And you may think you're helping stop crime, but you're actually helping commit them or cause them, or could be potentially responsible for someone else's death. You understand? That's how serious this is. Your entertainment purposes only. It's all just funsies, isn't it? Just a few comments online. It's just you hopefully Googling for your favorite creator. You digging up the right or wrong photos or putting them out or getting wrongful people targeted. And, well, 24 minutes, you can see how many of us in and around Summer's life and witnesses to June 15th have been mentioned here. Pebbles put in the pond out there to harass, intimidate, scare us, tell us we should be afraid, scared. Even before the weird mention of law enforcement told them so. Before any of that's brought up, we should be scared. What should we have been scared? You seem scared about something, but obviously it's not the next step where Fred then says, oh, well, law enforcement says they should be scared. No, for some reason, both are saying Andy and I look scared or should be scared prior to anything else that's said after that. What did we look scared about? What should we be scared? Before the whole, well, law enforcement told me this, or, well, if they had anything to do with Summer, then yeah, they should be. And everybody, do the time, do the crime, do that. Implying, by the way, that our monster, when, it said, well, if they had anything to do with Summer, and boy, can't that bite you in the ass in civil courts when I know at least one of us can prove outright. Nah. I don't think so. Either way, it's weird how we're told or should be afraid or scared, etc., before any of the rest is mentioned. Either way, look how many are targeted, harassed, intimidated, and how the key could go forever unknown. All in just 22 and 24 minutes.
Misdemeanor court docket. Let's see.
Oh, look. See, now whoever may hold the key or whatever it is knows this one online in front of the world is tapping the keyboard, and all the chatters, all these thousands are seeing it, are helping tippy tap on their own keyboards to out them, make them known, or hunting them. That's real helpful. It's people inside that community who may hold the key or keys are out here in the world see this and become terrified to come forward. They can see a person like this, thousands in chat, immediately aim for anybody known, found out, ferreted, all because of one dipshit in jail. That if they cared about the Summer case at all, wouldn't be doing this stuff. They'd be doing the opposite. Common sense would even tell crazy like Fox over here that if they had the best of intentions around Summer, they wouldn't be doing this because it would cause others not to come forward. That could solve it. Why would you not? For me, I mean, I'm like, man, why inside of there would you be so concerned about anything coming through related to Summer? Why would you have tendrils out for any of that? Why are you so fucking concerned? You were from day one with your nose in devices. And if you're concerned in a way that you want to get info and then turn it into LE to help Summer, you then wouldn't be doing this with it, right? You'd know this would be detrimental. You're actually scaring people away from coming forward. Is that on purpose? Well, why are these creators so hell-bent for so long on attempting to discredit, intimidate, harass, stalk, destroy every witness they can get in or around, or those privy to Summer and her life before, who holds witness testimony in that way, that create the picture for law enforcement of what life was like for Summer and the truth? Why do you go about that in a systematic way? Why does it continue? You think that's to help Slimmer? Why do you think they're doing that? You think when they do that around Quentin Simons or Karen Reed or um, Classic and Sincere, Cassius, or any of those Watts, blah blah blah, Harmonies, all those other things, do you think as they enact the same play by play around each case, do you think it's and witnesses and those closest to, do you think it's for the best of the, yeah, no, it's not. And now with Summers, I mean, when I go back and look, with the other cases and have since the very beginning, and realizing how these people have hunted and done us and acquired and done all these things around us. From the very first hour Summer vanished. And I compare it. They were pretty well in and out pretty quick in all the other cases throughout the years. And they relied on that to hide and nobody to have mass amounts of anything to compile and no voice to speak out against them, all these things. Crimes, cons, fundraisers, scams, all of their stuff either. So they wouldn't be believed. They frightened most into silence. They bullied, intimidated, whatever. They did whatever it took. Those were short in and outs, but and Summers, the longevity of it, the ability to get evidence on these creators and such and what they've done, there's mountains of it. And the extremes they went to in and around Summers, it's all there, man. It's fucking terrifying. Anyway.
We need to look. I don't. Court fees. I'll have to. I don't know if they do have a docket that's put out online. I can't remember ever seeing one. I'm actually wait for this. I'm sorry, you guys. The court dockets for early January. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. I want to look into January 4th or 5th. I mean, I have somebody I could ask that would know. I'm just wanting to look right this second, but I don't think that Office of Courts. No. Case records. Well, I pull up yeah, I don't know about their whole docket, but public case history, but that's probably, I don't think this will work. Well, they're kind of behind the times in that area. So your nerves can't handle it. Can you hear mine? Now you can't sleep, you're thinking. Talking about Ziggy, huh? Oh well.
Yeah. This is one of the little ones that was doing the setup, pushing garbage. It's in her chat letting her know who else is talking about it. Right. Somebody, Kim something. They both came from this one's channel, and we're over here seeing how far they can push and get away with 2 at a time. But yeah, Kim French was. But yeah, she was, spy hopping in all the chats to help old Bones out and to come fuck with anybody talking about anything really, and helpful. But yeah, same one you seen here the other night that I boxed. I'm gonna just play first. Exploited to say that she doesn't even care that she could be putting this person's life in danger that bothers you so much. Well, the thing is, though, this one over here is purposefully, and y'all watched it as entertainment only, right? Her explicitly said that we should be scared, her do things on purpose to make it so, and to bring harm to us on purpose there. And it really end up with people at our real doors related to some of our shit. Just like Jenny, Adrian, Penny, Stall Monster, and etc. in this group did before. Uh, Especially certain, and here's the thing. They did this to enact certain shit before certain markers for summer where they come into town. Um, the first version of it with Penny, Jenny, Adrian, Stall, Monster, and some of the court stuff they were tampering with Monster, Little, all that stuff happened. Then this one does it again before another marker where the tragedy pimp's coming in. Right. With Solo and the rest, and it brings real people to the real door like that. Then again, here in the past few days, it's been a push. Right before, guess what? The tragedy pins hit ground for Summer's birthday celebration. Seeing patterns and cycles, and see a whole hell of a lot of things. But y'all act like she's just she's not. She's outright put out things on purpose, like the others have before at other times before her. Implied it was to make us scared, afraid, this, the other, laid on it hard, done it for whatever, and knew what it could cause. Shit pops off, um, brings things to doors, all this, the other. And laughs about it then, too. And she is indeed the one who enacted it, because she was over after her retirement for a couple months. Suddenly pops up in Dolly's chat, blah blah blah. Panelist comes up, phone call person, all the shit starts. Solo starts going about everywhere. She's having it on all the time. She says and does the same things Jenny and Adrian Penny the rest had already done, knowingly so, and with that intent as well. Laughs and giggles about it. She was trying to get it done on purpose. She's not oblivious to the danger she brings and the harm it could cause or the death it could cause. So it ain't like this is accidental. It ain't because she's such a ditz or falling for Fred or doing this. She does it on purpose, man. and repeating over and over again that I should be scared. I should be afraid. Monster now too, apparently. Even before before Fred even starts in this shit. I and Monster should be scared, look scared. About what? For what? Over what? I don't know. But it damn sure ain't got shit to do with what Fred's saying, because obviously we hadn't heard that yet, didn't know about it, did we? So what were those two talking about that we should be afraid of or look scared over? Because obviously the piece hadn't been played yet, where Fred says, oh yeah, they should kiss their asses goodbye, right? Exactly. But then the vague shit and the cover up what we're really doing, the threats we're leaving LE&Feds, which is law enforcement filthy. And oh well, if they had something to do with Summer, then they ought. That's not what was. See? And I'm sure detectives' ears and Fed's ears pick that up.
They may have got locked up back in December. Look up inmates active that date. I don't know how to see. I don't think Hawkins County, well, I don't think Hawkins County has a inmate list. No, I don't think that they put up you can look on like when you the site that you tdjail.com where you can message felony offender information. It's just there's no way to search by really by date. That's what the rumor is, Susie Sue. But this is just something. We've got a description of the guy. We just have to look into that date and see if this is credible. Now, if it's not, it doesn't mean that Fred Hill's a liar. Okay. On this one, like he said, this came from somebody else, so it's not even his information. So it's kind of, that's why. If it was Fred Hill that saw it, I would definitely believe it. But I don't know who the guy is. He said the guy goes by the name. His name's Ace. At least that's what they call him. I have his last name. I'm not gonna put it out.
And there she goes. And I didn't know that because I didn't list that far, but she's put out a name. And that's what he goes by. Good job. Good job.
I want here that I can search and find out his real name if he doesn't go by Ace. I could look it up. I don't know, Pam. I don't know how he just told the judge. The judge is the one that's going to be the one that gives you your sentence. You know what I mean? It was just in court. Supposedly, when he was up there, I guess he mentioned something about Summer Wells' case and having information on it for a lighter sentence. But I wanted to bring up. I wish I could find in my call when he got talking about wearing a wire more. Conversation. You said only like 106 pounds.
I'm sorry, you said he just went.
You're just my card game. That'll work. I want to find what he's talking about.
I
don't know. It's just weird that.
I know. They don't like the grab. They are on the creek.
I don't know if it happened because.
Yes. Something like this.
I want to find what he was talking about.
The grab. They are on the creek.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird that.
I know. They don't like up the fence. They can stick the grab. They are on the creek.
I don't know if it happened because were they like that? Was it like that when Summer went missing, or was it mainly like that because of Summer missing and Athena put out about you?
And he's calling somebody else the biggest pieces of crap on the creek, and she's don't know if that's before someone missed somewhere. Okay, I don't know.
Killer and this and that. It was the biggest killer in the. Do you think it got worse?
Yeah. worse afterwards, yeah. Because nobody knows nothing about my dope dealing and stuff until after summer went this.
See, it all boils back down to his dope dealing. He literally just said, well, it got worse after because nobody before that knew about my dope dealing and stuff. So apparently somebody in the creek, they're the biggest pieces of shit ever. For some reason, because for some reason, something got worse after Summer vanished, and nobody before Summer knew about Fred's dope dealing and all that. So Fred's pissed. I wonder them might be putting out people looking for deals in court, probably based on dope shit. Wow, goddamn. But telling her you all it has to do with Summer means it gets out here and gets those people up there. Seen him do this a couple of times too. So far.
Right.
Because I didn't do it no more. First, it gets stuff like this.
I want to find where he was talking about.
Speak to crab, they are on the creek.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird that.
I know. They don't like up to men. You can speak to crab, they are on the creek.
I don't know if it happened because were they like that? Was it like that before Summer went missing, or was it mainly like that because of Summer missing and Athena put out about you become a killer and this and that? It was big enough killer and do you think it got worse?
Yeah, it got worse afterwards, yeah. Because nobody knows nothing about my dope dealing and stuff until after Summer went missing.
Right.
Because I didn't do it no more. Very few people come to my place.
Well, I don't know which part you mean, Luminous.
Now, as you can see in the past, and through messaging and all these other things throughout these several years that ain't true, it's pretty well common community knowledge of him and what he does and gets up to, and it obviously was taking place now. But whatever. But he's mad now. And he sees people as being responsible for making worse, blah, 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 this and the other. I don't know. Saying nobody knew before Summer vanished.
Does he go? Who? Cracker? Who? I've never heard that name. The name Cracker. Thank you, just saying.
Now all kinds of people's names are flowing in chat and people throwing everything and Jesus.
From she chomps on ice.
So what are Fred's real motives here? Who could he be putting out a description of? Is there? Because he seems to be hella pissed about his dope dealing and how according to him, it wasn't known, and all his dope dealing was done on Aller, and he's calling people in the creek the biggest pieces of shit ever because it wasn't known until summer finished. So what could he pretend? Just say.
From she chomps on ice.
You mean this ice? Yeah. It's real funny. Giggles, isn't it? Yeah, the reason I do is because it's a form of pica kicked in because of my body desperately needing medical care. It needed to continue and still does the blood transfusions and infusions, but definitely the transfusions. I was supposed to be in the hospital for several weeks getting those. I cannot and could not leave and still could not to get care I need for cancers, conditions, other things. My body's response to that is to crave and eat ice, which I've never done before because of my body and my condition. They think the fucking ice is gonna fix it, right? It's a warnings. I'm destroying my teeth and everything else because of it. Which is not taking well to it because of the radiation and everything else either. But, yeah, it's real funny that what you're seeing every day is I eat this ice is my body going, bitch, you've got to get help. You've got to get care. But I can't risk not being because of what keeps showing up at doors because this and the others. Last time I was in there, I was in such bad shape I was getting blood transfusions and shit and was supposed to continue to. After a few days being there, people started selling me out. Locals started helpfully pulling shit, letting groups know I was in there. And I had to leave AMA. And I pulled out IVs, heart monitors, and I left. So yeah, she chumps some big old cups of ice. Hey, is it funny if Miss Christine or any of those or any of the other patients are in here or any of those in dire medical straits are chomping on ice so their bodies are like, bitch. Was that funny? No, it ain't. It ain't one goddamn bit funny. Do you all keep them away from necessary medical care, stalk them, harass them, or present dangers to their families, loved ones, or them on purpose to where they feel like they cannot go get medical care? And the only thing they can do is know that that's what they did. As they destroy their teeth and they know their body's in dire need of things. I know why. My doctors know why. It's funny though, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's about as funny as them, including this one, doing the helpful drive-by videos and the full doxing of us while the persons responsible for Summer are still out here in the world. Peeping Tom slash helper as well. And nutters across the world where they kick out pebbles into the ponds to people are like, cut them apart, do this and the other, shut their doors, burn this town, do whatever. And they torment I and my family so thoroughly that my mom has a heart attack. I have a heart attack. It causes permanent, irreversible changes to my heart. That means even less avenues of treatment for me for other conditions. Thanks to you all. She showed some big cut spots.
She told him she charges $300 an hour if she needs a counselor. But what? So is prayer going live right now? I didn't mean, I wasn't planning on being, I think I have seen True's boyfriend, but
there she goes again.
Let me see.
Another witness, another person around Summer's case.
He has short hair though, doesn't he?
Again and again and again. Another person. How many? How many here in just 22, 24, 34 minutes? What does it take for you all to see? What does it take for you all to see what they're really doing? What they're having you all help in, maybe unknowingly or unthinkingly. Because your heartstrings say, oh, this will help Summer if we dig or do this and the other, or we give this creator this information and we have access to these programs, or we pay $12 a month for this, and then we can get them the photo of whatever to put out that then could lead to someone's death, harm, terror, being bullied, blackmailed, tormented into silence. They're the key for never coming in Summer's case. I don't want anybody else harmed, hurt, threatened. I don't want any other witnesses in and around Summer's life targeted, gotten here, tainted, tampered with. I don't want any of this. These people do. You have to ask yourself for what reason. I don't want any others harmed, their families terrorized. I don't want anybody, including C&D, harmed or terrorized. I want answers and truth. Right monsters. Right facts, right evidence. That's what I want. Also, make note It's a funny damn thing to me. You've seen a whole hell of a lot of the others around summer. Use this realm and these creators to target everybody, to silence them purposefully, to intimidate them, to terrify them, to abuse them further, to make them afraid to share. But, you know, you only hear so many sort of getting off on it, laughing about it, thinking it's fun and good times. You should probably think back to who those are. Watch close. Who's helped do it from the beginning, and those around them. Some of us have never come out here and laughed and giggled at the others and been like, "Hi, you should be terrified, you should be afraid, la 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 la." Now have we? No, we've not. You have several monsters for their own reasons, wanting their damn faces and shit and everything else reps cleansed, their asses licked, their masks firmly on. They're in it for self, probably to cover little shit too, whatever. They're using this realm for all kinds of different reasons. But there's only so many here who seem to sling shit at everyone, put out every name they can think of, anybody they can put it on, who seem to have a good time with it. Out of the purposeful chaos, who knows what reasons. And they can tell you whatever they like about me, but my ass ain't been out here with newspaper articles on my neighbors, community members, going, "Oh, this happened 12 years ago," and you ain't seen me out here going, "Oh, well, this dead person who can't speak for themselves is, look at this, that, and the other," right? I've even said outright that we've heard C&D and etc. be called guilty as fuck. But that doesn't mean that they are. And I still work the puzzles and fires in my head every day on a all things are possibility level. Everybody could be level. But there are a great deal many names and things I know in this air that this place doesn't. I never come out here and give them. I don't come out here and just, you know, I'm probably one of the only ones that does not do that. And I give everybody, even that jackass, benefit of the doubt, and every day as I work through puzzles and fires and shit. I go through everyone. A great deal many unknown to the public. Why are the rest, and why have they been using this realm to create chaos and sling shit on a whole abundance of innocent people inside of that community and neighborhood and elsewhere? And giggling about it, laughing the whole time. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the feeling of it. Never have, because it's been occurring since June 15th anyway. Forward. Even before this room. Hours later. Stepped in and started outright hunting and trying to acquire and get near everybody from the agents at the command center, searchers embedded in search crews in our lives, hunting us all down, trying to acquire us. Created Facebook groups as the other to identify locals, those centered around, closest to 110, witnesses, and then to hand them off and feed them this crap, blah, 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 blah. Those, especially here, as little creators you all don't pay attention to or keep hidden in those on the ground that are wound up in everything. From even really before Amber Alerts were released. Don't know, man. I don't like any of it. Yeah. Question is why? Why? Anyway. Also, I want to point out something. Because once again, this place has went wild with this super bullshit now. Like they do often. Because nobody pays attention around here. For several years, y'all been fed garbage, and all you've seen are bullshit hit pieces, intimidation, tactics, etc. used against the kids to make us seem like shit we aren't. Clips this, and the other. But you've rarely paid attention to anything real that was said or dropped in between. Right? Because they didn't want you to see that, so you didn't know shit about it. So right now, and I watched this one, it was some blue-haired something lady, it's going by BHB, right? They're doing some sort of storytelling thing, I don't know. Whatever. But I was like, what? But for weeks I've watched this take hold, past couple, especially since the whole Trev's mask falling and all that shit. That I just suddenly said something about Fred and hearing him that day. After 2.5 years, actually 2 years, 7 months. No, it's not. I know there have been other instances of this where Chasing and them and all these others went out with that bullshit before because they want you all to believe it. Something suddenly just popped into my head and went out, and it's new stuff. Therefore, it must be me targeting the others or talking shit about. This is not new news. I've said since very early on that I heard Fred leave that up. It's not new news. You all just didn't hear it. You didn't bother to hear it, and you could not hear it. Over 9 billion pieces of bullshit a day used to try to target us, tamper with us, screw with us as witnesses, etc., and for whatever reasons. And for the content, really, because that's really what brought in money for these people. I've said outright, I heard Fred leave it. Fred himself, if you go back in his pieces, says he stops that truck. Now, doesn't he? That it stopped and started. So, exactly. But now you all, because you're just not hearing, because things have dimmed down, the 40,000 pieces put out about us every day is not as heavy. And because, once again, this place wants you to believe I just suddenly said that. It pulled it out of my ass. I did. Those who have been here have been here, and they know damn good and well that is not something new. Not even remotely new. Just like before when Chasing them tried to pull it, oh, this just suddenly, she just pulled it out of her ass and her head and blah, blah. No, they. So let's make that clear. It's also why Fred didn't deny it the other day. He just went, oh, well, cops know who went in and out holler. Yeah, yeah. But do they know exactly where you stopped or when or in between once and everything that you're so well aware of and studied and knew the locations of? I don't know, bro. Hard telling, I hope so. Anyway, but, as he hauled cars. But wait, no, he didn't. He got scrapped. But wait, no, he wasn't on time. No, wait, he had to come back forth to get trailers. But wait, the bike needed to be taken back to the owner. But wait, no, it came back in the line. I don't know what to tell you. All these things have been pretty easy to piece together since the very beginning. And because of the quietness, it's sort of raining and less garbage being put out, y'all are just now hearing or be aware of past all that shit. And you think it's new, but it's not new. Like y'all been made to think other things we said are suddenly new or we're just doing whatever. No, we're not. Y'all just couldn't hear past. And they didn't want you to hear. And now they can turn around and use this. Look, this is just being said by them and it's to get back at Fred or this one or that one. No, it's not. Not even in the least. The pieces match one of pay attention. The truth is in here somewhere. But you've been kept from doing any of that. Now, also, there are so much that over the past few years, isn't it? Also, I want to take note here because I am going to get off here in just a second because it is Little's birthday and let's just talk a little about it. And we've got things to do today and such. So, today's Little's end of story. So, I want you to ask yourselves today, think about it really hard. Why it is those like lockdown, the rest of these tragedy pimps, this and the other, have spent such a great amount of time, several years now, trying to discredit us, fuck with us, do all this shit around I and the kids. But yet, what? Chasing's like, oh, it is possible for somebody to have taken us. Lockdown's all like, look from the roof. Here's a bag of potatoes, the Jamies, the cracking cases. This here, oh, it's possible for someone to be taking us. And the truth is, that is a possibility. I've always said it is. And the things we witnessed and heard that day could be said to, and I know they've been used by others, unfortunately, since right after 609. to say that that's the only possibility. It is not the only possibility. Okay? But if, like the others who chose to use that right after 6 and learn these things, like lockdown, chasing and all I want you to believe, etc. Summer could have only been kidnapped, abducted. And why in the hell are they eating us so hard when they could actually, much like those who immediately used things on June 15th, why wouldn't they be like, shit, what Jody Sue's seen and heard and her kids seen and heard could absolutely mean this? What you've seen are these creators literally trying to prove that the things we see in witnesses there could be, more permanent, but they're trying to eat us with them. Why did Chasing Jenny and Adrian come back and lie about all the Scream bullshit? There's proof here on my homepage. They absolutely did, and they did it for a reason. Now, why? Why is this place and these creators whose firm belief as they've wrapped around C&D and like lockdown on a roof the past couple days, oh yeah, it's Summer's kidnapped, blah 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 blah, abducted, whatever. Look at this. Yeah, you can see cars coming. Yeah, you can hear them. Oh my gosh, just the end of blah 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 blah. Right? Well, much like the Weavers and shit on June 15th, who used shit to suit their needs and theirs when necessary, you could easily take those things and be like, well, damn, then maybe these do apply in this, you know what I mean? So why spend so much time terrorizing? And, I mean, like, do you understand what I'm saying? Why? Why? Same creators trying to make you believe that's the only possibility, are then trying to eat people. And what they witnessed and heard could mean a great deal if that were the absolute and only case, and the only one, for them to believe or C&D to believe or anything else. Do you see how that does not make any lick of sense? How when lockdown is standing apparently outside of the driveway of 125, points it upwards the other day and goes, oh, there's Nutter's house. Why am I a nut job? Hey, did y'all catch that neat part where he was on the roof? I think it was when he was on the roof. And he was all like, I don't know if it was brain leakage or what, but he goes, y'all catch my grift? I giggled. I know he meant gist, but his brain went, do you catch my grift? Yeah, we got a big one. Yeah, we caught it. Oh, yeah, that probably happened. Boys up there doing something, and I can't remember if it was the rough moment or otherwise, but he asks his chat and all that, do you catch my grift? I giggled. It really happened. Huh? I think it was a slip. Because you and I know, it should have been, do you catch my gist? Nope. His tongue goes, do you catch my grift? Yeah, much like I caught MGLs and them's that made MGL and them lose their fucking shit. You go, how dare this bitch call us whatever? And let us do all the hard work and la 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 and put our lives in danger while you all go down there and drain that well dry. Yeah. Yeah. I thought his whole thing was not about going into communities and slander and defaming, harassing other people or fucking with other witnesses and people around cases in the same manner that other tragedy events do and slandering them, causing harm, harassment to those around open active investigations. Boy, how the mighty fall, don't they? Also, and you all should find it weird, the things he doesn't know, is not aware of this many years in, and even being buddies with C&D, he's absolutely ignorant of the facts. And hell, before we went here, he really thought we still lived at 125, and then him and Noel were gonna raise a little hell, see if they couldn't bring me out of the house. I mean, like shit like that. Yeah. I thought he wasn't about that life. He hates it when MGL, JLR, all them, you know. And I mean, let's not forget he was part of that shit too down there in Florida, but Potato and all this, but I thought he hated it when they went in neighborhoods and places and did stuff like that. I'm just so confused by it. But anyway, I mean, he said it, I didn't. The boy was on a roof or somewhere there and tongue slipped and goes, did y'all catch my grift? Notice he's also in contact with Monster right now. Anyway. But yeah, think about it real hard. Why have they spent so long trying to do all the terrible shit they've done to us and to discredit and do this and make y'all think we're liars or inconsistent or our stories change or we're just suddenly adding whatever this, that, there, blah, blah, blah. When if their scenario is, and it's the only one they're going to stick with, that Summer was kidnapped, etc., I don't know. Go Google it, Debbie. Um, sure you know what it means in this room. And it's a, I'm not even today, okay? Anyway. So anyway, make it make sense. I don't know what you're talking about, Billy. I don't know if Lockdown went and interviewed Fred as promised. I don't know. I don't care. He's bringing y'all all new stuff never before seen. Blah, 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 blah. Sure, something I do a monster at the end of it. Okay, not really. But that too is part of all this. To intimidate, to silence, to watch an abuser abuse us out here in the open with orders in place. With a group he's already admitted to working with and to on those orders and using it to do that to level 9. Y'all are watching this entertainment. This one's been doing it very recently, obviously. Her and share both. And the others. Um, just like this place always has. Behind the scenes, as long as they've been there, they've been a monster. Helping abusers, targetists, hoaxes, etc., blah, blah, trying to get their hands on little, trying to get other witness children around Summers tampered with, taken access to, and that was the intent behind what they did with Little, what Monster did, and all the lies and the lawsuits and fake bullshit that were put before judges here. Whole thing. It's nefarious and insidious as hell. Alright, guys. Yeah. So, I mean, you just can't. If you think about it logically, common sense, you can't make any of it make sense. None of the lies, none of the targeting of us is there when they, like the others, could use all the things to actually say, hey, yeah, this and only this theory that we have to be the protectors of Donna Gaines and pump out this only possibility she was taking thing on. You can't, instead they've tried to discredit us, but also say that. I mean, it's just use common sense and logic. They've been targeting us and intimidating and causing us the harm, danger, real life destruction for some other reason. Many other reasons. The shit they've pumped out to you all for years about us. They've done it for reasons. Question is why. Anyway, I'm not even going to bother to play the rest of this for y'all. I don't know how many more witnesses or anybody else they hunt down, target, harass, make people afraid to turn any information in that may lead to Summer the Key, or targeting people who could just simply be in there looking for deals on dope shit that apparently, according to even Freddy, seems a little pissed about. The magnitude of just what's in 34 minutes. This is enough to show you. And I hope law enforcement and feds. And you all as the public on how you're used and the damage even you helping these creators or the Googling or this and other and whatever, and all these things can do. It can really get people put in extreme danger or murdered or hurt. And it can keep people from coming forward. For summer and in other cases, think about it. Think another case this one or others latch on to, right? Another case. But then they go back and they watch stuff like this. Like as in other people, witnesses, community members, others around those cases, and they watch these creators do stuff like this. It'll make those community members, those witnesses, those who may hold the keys in those cases, terrified of coming forward. I wish everybody here would understand that. While you spend years screaming at all the wrong people, where's Summer and you're guilty and why are they not released info and why is nobody cleared? Why aren't these children's remains found and why is there no justice? While you all think you're helpful, maybe participating and getting others harmed, murdered, threatened, intimidated, and at the very least are showing the public and others around not just Summer's case, but other cases moving forward, that they have a reason to be terrified. And they may never come forward with the keys or what's needed for law enforcement to solve those other active and ongoing investigations, just like some. Blatantly it is, because look at even defense attorneys and Delphine, Reed, all these other things. Look at what they're using this realm to put out to themselves. There are people, and I think several cases now you've seen, even those named as the prime and only suspects, using this realm to try to walk away from cases and to tamper with jury pools and to do whatever. I think there are defense attorneys and others using this realm as well. It's terrifying what's happening. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna hop up here. Today is about a little bit every day is also about Summer and also hunting these tragedy events and stopping and helping with change and trying to help you all see what they're doing and being a voice for DV and all the things, right? But today is about little, and I also would like to say thank you on her behalf for those who have done for her over the last few days. And a minute ago, I know one sent through stuff for her, so thank you. Um, And nobody has to do that. We don't ask for that. Just can't, don't, blah, blah, blah. You know the rules over here. It would mean a great deal to her and I both if you just simply share Summer's image in lieu of anything. Go put out flyers. Try to laminate them if you can. I know it's a little pricey, but they do then stay for quite a bit. They don't get wet, fall apart. Um, so that's helpful. Okay, because summer does mean a great deal to us. And if you'd like to do that, we'd appreciate it. As far as putting out flyers, sharing our image, info, not tragedy info, but law enforcement, local investigative journalists, real ones, the Q&A on Summer from Fed's website or Rogers Review with Jeff Boba articles. You can find the link in there in those. And the copy and paste he's done of Summer Q&A. Just stay away from the tragedy pimps, social media type of info. Tragedy pimp news stations and their garbage journalists. You know, it is a very tangible way to help Summer and help find her, bring her home to her community, her brothers. And so she and the courts, and they can tell her story. It's also, I know, bizarrely enough, a good way to help possibly break loose key and to find the person or persons responsible for June 15th. And in my estimation, every day since, because she's still not brought back and nobody's in shackles. So, all the days from June 15th till now. But it's a good way to shake them loose or to get something noticed or somebody to turn them in that has an aha moment as they read something on a random day or see Summer's face or see somebody around them concentrating just a little too hard or acting a little funny. When they see Summer's face or information pop up somewhere because we all shared it. Okay? Do keep that in mind. Anyway, I hope y'all have good morning, good evening, and good night wherever y'all are. And I hope you are happy, healthy, safe. None of us are perfect. But please do remember to kick out good pebbles and such when where you can, because pebbles may just be ripples at first, but they create tsunamis somewhere. Places you may never see them crash ashore, but they can change the world and they can change lives. Little sparks can light up the darkness, cause infernos. One voice does matter. Out of one becomes many. Symphony can occur. Change can come. You know, just anywhere and everywhere you can, be the little pebbles, little sparks in the voice. For anything you like. Just something good to add to the universe. Also, please do share the DV/Universal. That too would mean a great deal to little or none. And lives around the world. The more who learn it and can recognize it or use it, the more lives it can save. From emergency situations like medical disabilities, special needs, those in the middle of crimes, murders, kidnappings, etc., and violence, domestic violence, you name it, especially as tech and call centers meet the astronomical amount of lives it can save is untold. across the board. So please do share it. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good morning, good evening, and good night. And y'all maybe start thinking a little bit. Just mulling it over pretty hard about what you've seen in and around everything Summer Wells and by these creators. And what is almost 2 years and 8 months. Think really hard about what you've seen, why you've seen it. A lot of it doesn't make sense. A lot of it's been to destroy real people, real witnesses, her case, to make certain people look certain ways, to get some targeted. Now, certain things you see aren't just entertainment only. Now, just a simple 22 minutes into a live stream can literally mean the difference between life and death for certain people. And that it's not entertaining. Think about what you've truly seen and why. Y'all have a good morning, good evening, and good night. Much luck.